Hope you guys have been enjoying SM64. We're going to close out each day for the next couple days with another 90% open race as we... Oh! Not even TripleX knows who won. I see. So these were played at different times then. Is that the case, or were they on at the same time racing? I see. You are the organizer extraordinaire, so you would know, and I would not. They were at different times, says TripleX, and he would know he was there. Well, nobody has fallen off of the bridge in Cap Kingdom. That is great news. Number one, I would say, is the camera. It's not as apparent in the vanilla game, but it's extremely apparent in, it is extremely apparent in, like, ROM hacks and mods and stuff, how poor the camera is in Super Mario 64. Now, not to say it was not a technical revolution, one of the all-time phenomenal games, not only for its time, but in lasting legacy. I would say the camera is the main thing, and well, the thing I was going to get to next was how crisp the controls are in this game. It's a lot easier to pick up and play if this is your first platformer in terms of learning, you know, how to move Mario. I would say it's probably a little bit easier to pick up as a speed game for that reason.
Okay, a couple of things. I completely disagree with everything you just said. Also,
okay,
I have no idea how chat heard me because I had my mic for the stream muted. So that is something I'm going to have to look into because that should not have happened.
Nope.
But, yeah. OBS is a program. But yeah, I'm completely shocked. I think the camera in SM64 is way more reliable, and movement in this game is definitely good, but I think movement in both games are good. But we can agree to disagree. Both things are definitely different.
I'm thinking of like the mid-air dives and stuff. Like that's not something you can do in Mario 64. If you make a long jump and you've screwed it up, you just kind of have to sit and stare at your mistake.
I mean, yeah, you definitely have a lot more options in this game. You can practically fly with Mario if you know what you're doing.
Both are definitely entertaining speed games for different reasons.
Oh, it looks like Dacid going to go for 2DS, or excuse me, DSS, 1 DSS, in fact, not 2. We're not quite at the end of the game yet.
Just now on the ribcage. Very interesting to see this. He is down a minute on PBs.
Gamer.
But he takes the lead here. Well done. A calculated risk by Dacid. And I'm going to look back and see that he's done it in every race. No, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, we do see Dacid going for that quite a few times.
Well, this is my first Dacid race that I have commentated, at least to the best of my knowledge.
AC, you haven't been catching every single SMO race this I almost said season. I guess it's kind of a season.
Yeah, kind of. Well, sometimes I have to watch football, you know. You get mad when I watch Mario and football at the same time.
Verifiably false.
I mean, I was just watching Jeopardy.
I do get a little bit irate when you start commentating the sports game over the Mario. That does get a little bit irritating, but we'll leave that.
I got my start commentating football, actually. I commentated my high school's football matches. Games.
That's pretty pog.
Yeah, and it was at a time where, like, nobody was doing it. Now everyone and their brother can Facebook Live on their phone. I had to do, like, an actual setup, stream to some, like, off-brand site that no longer exists.
Dude, I remember old streaming sites. Does Ustream still exist?
It was Ustream, actually. I have no idea if they still exist. I would imagine no.
I mean, Justin TV just turned into Twitch. We're literally streaming on Justin TV right now.
Yeah.
But
the reason there's a 1 in, or I guess not anymore. I am not a cola. I had to get I am not a cola 1 because I created my account on Justin.tv, and when I tried to stream on Twitch for the first time, it like wouldn't recognize my stream key even when I kept rebooting it, so I had to make a new account.
Well, either way, we got Dacid leaving Cascade here a little bit in the lead. Not by a lot, but definitely has a 10-second, 15-second or so lead over TripleX here. Which is pretty poggers.
Master 892 with a very good point. He mentions Speedrun. Welcome to the chat, my man. Both these runners obviously well ahead of pace for DSTA. I was thinking of DSS because we just gotten there. Both pretty consistent at Dram. TripleX 3 for 3, Dacid 3 for 4. So
man, I want to say that Dacid might go for reverse town. I'm not sure. I'm not cheating and looking at the spreadsheet. That's for cheaters, but
I didn't see reverse town on the spreadsheet, so your guess is as good as mine.
There's a couple of reverse towners in the A division. I know that for sure.
Well, pretty standard looking so far.
Sag.
TripleX going for
oh, let's go. Okay, I was wrong. But somebody went for reverse town. So that's I guess
nice,
that was.
We almost got the fade out sync and Dacid bonked on the plate.
On the right track, sort of.
Reverse, does reverse town save any time?
Yes, it is a slight time saver, but I've talked to some people about it. I don't think it's like insanely like way more hard in terms of like movement, in terms of like the risks you're taking by going for it, but it is different, and you know it's really hard to just like change things up when you're so like ingrained with doing one thing, and changing your splits as well.
That's what it is.
All right, Dacid in chat telling me it's much harder. So all other opinions that I've gotten are false. Reverse town is the hardest strat in the game.
Yeah, if Dancer says it's hard and saves like 2 seconds, Dancer knows what he's talking about.
I mean, Dacid does have sub hour.
Yeah. Dram attempt coming up for Dacid, looking good. And he's got it. I don't know. Oh my goodness. TripleX with a bonk. He already had a low throw, so I don't think he was... doesn't have space to do the rage capture. He didn't have the cat throw high enough. Obviously, all of that was negated by the bonk there. But TripleX losing a little bit of time. Dacid starting to extend his lead, and that is huge for Dacid. Obviously, TripleX, the favorite coming into this match. And the more time that you can space yourself out in the early game definitely benefits you a lot.
Still feeling rather offended that you insulted Mario 64's camera. Can't get over it. You see TripleX going for reverse Jaxi here. Dacid, of course, doing normal Jaxi, so...
Almost falling into the purple flip there.
Quite a bit of route variation here in Sand King Malone, which is pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the route deviations in the 16-star Open. This tournament, you don't see nearly as much. In this kingdom, maybe you have reverse town, reverse Jaxi. Otherwise, in Division A, you're going to see pretty standard routes. Everyone's going to go for bullet building in Metro. That's one of the big divergence points. I cannot imagine a world in which either of these runners go for Spiritless, and now I'm going to look up, and one of these runners always goes for Spiritless. Yep, TripleX is going to go for Spiritless. I am a moron. I didn't even see if Dacid got single throw notes.
Yeah, it's actually a problem I'm talking to stats guy Mats about, is the routes in the 16-star tournament are so like varied. It's like, how do we even compare splits? It's like you kind of have to just do like, all right, first 16 stars is a split, and then like, okay.
And especially because, like, in this game, you're gonna win and lose on your gameplay. In 16 stars, yes, it's 2 out of 3, so it negates a lot of the variance, but, like, the amount of time that you can lose in BLJs, ultimately not feeling like it's any fault of your own.
It's anybody that says BLJs is RNG or a troll is just, they haven't spent enough time with the BLJs. It is really hard, and it's not super really...
As somebody who spent a cup of coffee in Super Mario 64, I definitely agree with you. But it just seems like sometimes runners can get an immediate... And obviously, there are definitely some runners that are better at BLJs than others. But sometimes it just feels like, huh, that should have caught. Why didn't that catch?
It's just a really hard trick.
In the moment, you can feel kind of cheated by it.
But we are in Lake Kingdom here. Expecting to see a couple of lake clips. Hopefully some quick ones.
Yeah, TripleX is showing up 2 for 10 on lake clip, so he has had some trouble in the past. He will need 3 more coins, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. These runners are indeed good. Dacid does not have it. He'll have to go back for seconds. That one looking much better. Well done. There's TripleX's attempt.
Oh
no, he ground pounds, and he's gonna have to back up now. He went through the map, and now no choice but to do Rango route.
Yeah, that's definitely a rough break there. Gonna have to take the time loss, and that's not a good time. I mean, just going for Rango route at this point would have been a faster time, but I mean, can't dock the guy for trying to ball out. It's definitely what you got to do here in Division A, but yeah, definitely a rough break.
And that's his second time now struggling on Lake Clip, as we've mentioned. And that just furthers Dacid's lead. Again, keeping up the pressure in the early game. Taking a look at their late games, TripleX definitely has a huge advantage, really, in a lot of kingdoms. So he can't be feeling too bad watching this back. Nevertheless, Dacid, you got to think is an early favorite here just because of the distance he's put on TripleX. He's struggling with Rango now. Usually a pretty straightforward fight, but he is having some difficulties. Thankfully, does not have to do a damage refill because of the multi-moon. He will not have that additional cutscene. But meanwhile, he's going to have to sit through the multi-moon cutscene and then warp back to the Odyssey, whereas Dacid is going to be warping over to the Wooded Kingdom.
Yeah, needs to get one more coin as well, but we'll probably just be grabbing that in the Wooded Kingdom. Not a huge deal. Surprised to see, you know, messing up Rango there, but it is not something that these racers probably do every day, so understandable.
Yeah, I don't think that's an immediate reset in runs. Maybe if you're like Mitch and you're going for world record, or Tyrone, but for these guys, they usually stick with those runs, so it's not a catastrophic
I would
error.
disagree. SMO runners are pretty reset happy. I would expect runners of this caliber to almost always reset it, doing something like that, but maybe I'm wrong.
I am continuing to look like a moron. Both of these runners should be good on coins. Dacid's long good. Nobody continues that, says Dansta. Oh, well, some people would continue that. I personally would continue that because I have no chance of ever getting sub-hour.
Yeah, AC hasn't been watching the SMO grind streams recently. SMO grind streams of this level are like, alright, we just got through the mashing in the beginning, and now we're going to roll, and we bonked once, so we're going to reset. And then we set up our DSTA date. It's hard to get these times, like a 1:00 and a sub-hour, like that is... At that point, it's like, you make any mistake, and it's like, alright, I might as well reset.
See, I would disagree, Zendog. I think our constant disagreements are what gives us sympathy. It's just kind of what we do.
I mean...
Dacid coming up for a nut clip here. He's got it.
blindly agreeing with the other commentators is
too
definitely
fast.
optimal.
Oh, he was close there. Sorry to cut you off, Saren.
No, it's okay.
Deep woods. And Dacid doesn't like what he sees. He's going to warp back to the Odyssey.
Yeah,
Interesting call here.
Failed the out of bounds movement. Really unfortunate.
And that could be TripleX's opportunity to gain some time here.
But
he does not get nut clipped. So much for that.
Yeah, definitely
TripleX is going to have to go to another backup.
Some interesting mistakes here for sure in Wooded so far.
Nice climb ups though by both runners. You love to see that. Dacid with a little bit of a trip. He's going to be okay. Obviously, these runners are virtually the same spot, but TripleX going to have to get an extra moon.
You typically don't see the commentator hate on Twitch. I bring this up every so often, but if you ever commentate on this channel, don't be surprised if you go on YouTube and there's a comment that I haven't caught yet where it's just completely bashing on you, because YouTube comments are absolutely ruthless. I'm not sure why, but YouTube commenters for some reason don't even pay attention to the race at all. They just hyper focus on every single thing that any caster says, and they will eat you alive.
I obviously commentated a large chunk of the SMM2 league, both leagues, and one day I'm like, you know what? I know people hate on the comment section hates on the commentators. Dacid with a great save there. Second attempt, maybe going for a dive vault here, and that is precisely what he is doing.
Yeah.
He should have enough distance there. He does.
And Dacid does have the out of bounds mood. Oh my gosh,
but not there. That's going to be a death, and I don't remember him grabbing a checkpoint flag.
Yeah, I was just going to say that TripleX having to watch the story moon cutscene, unlike Dacid's, but Dacid's going to keep the lead. But yeah, death is going to set you back a little bit, and not grabbing that checkpoint, that's... there's a lot of checkpoints in this game that in a race, you know, I'm not going to criticize you for not grabbing, but that particular checkpoint is so critical. I mean...
It loses 1 second to grab that checkpoint.
I don't know if it even loses a second. And it loses
almost... Not even a second. It loses almost a minute going back there.
SMO runners like their optimal lines. I mean, what can I say?
I guess. Dacid up near the windmill platform. Obviously not going to be getting that moon, as nothing has spawned there yet, because he is not doing the story moons. Going back up here, finally he's back. That was very scary for Dacid. It would have been devastating for him to go into deep woods after all that.
Yeah, we could expect to see a Spiritless out of Dacid here as well, but TripleX, of course, securely in the lead here, heading into the Flooded Pipes room, and probably out of Wooded Kingdom, I would imagine, as you can miss some cycles here in the Fuzzies room, but it's really not that big a deal. Just a few seconds here or there.
What's up, Menace Monk? I commentated Menace Monk's 16-star match on Friday. It was a very excellent match. I enjoyed it immensely. Great 16-star running. I was going to say about the YouTube comments. So I decided once to read it, and it was just like, these commentators suck. And I'm like, it's not even constructive. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And so I never read the comments again. TripleX is heading on out of here after a very solid flooded pipeway. He is going to take a decently sized lead, and that is bad news for Dacid, who came into this kingdom with a pretty big lead. TripleX has to be feeling very fortunate with a nut clip miss to exit the kingdom with this kind of a lead.
Yeah, and you can tell Dacid's not feeling too great about this run right now, but Got to keep his head up. Got to get things back in the game because it's do or die time. This is the playoffs. You don't have another game. This isn't, you know, group stages where you just, you know, come back the next one, swing harder. This is it. So going up against a player like TripleX, it's hard to keep your head up after something like that, but TripleX made mistakes too, and it's possible to come back.
Yep. We are best of 1 all the way through until the finals. That'll be best of 3. Hint art for TripleX, that is great news for him. He won't have to worry about the hint art anymore. If they get the same time, Draco Thorn, we will do, first of all, do a retime. If I do the frame, we'll have to play this race again, because there must be a winner.
Yeah, extremely unlikely that it's literally a frame tie. I think it's only happened like once or twice in the history of this channel, but it could theoretically happen.
I know it's happened once, but I think it was only once. We definitely have had our fair share of retimes, that's for sure. By the way, I do want to call attention to the very nice cloud boost that Dacid did.
Hog.
He is not in position for the hint art, so he'll have to grab it in Metro. TripleX is going to be headed into the Lost Kingdom. And it's just saying little curbs in Equan, and I believe him.
Yeah, Dansta knows some
Great
things.
meme tree. Dansta is known as a guy who knows things.
Oh my god.
Butterfly grab there, and then grabbing the side of the ledge. I'm sure exactly as planned.
Yeah, that's what you call extremely terrifying. That, for all intents and purposes, TripleX should have fallen into the poison jam there, but managing to somehow grab that ledge.
Green tree coming up for Dacid. He's, I think, got it. TripleX activates Klepto. Reverse trapedal attempt by TripleX. He's got it. And TripleX keeping his foot on the gas here. He didn't go for DSS, but he's been going for a lot of these later tricks. And obviously we know he goes for Skewertless and Luncheon. And there we go. Bridge skip on top of it. TripleX looking very good here.
Yeah, no death at the end of Lost. Just gonna be jumping up on the cap to avoid certain death. Dacid's still playing catch up. Just a little bit behind here. Has to grab 3 more moons. But it's not looking too bad. We're heading into Metro Kingdom. There's definitely some time loss potential there. I would say at this level, probably City Hall is one of the harder sections in Metro, at least from a glance. But Bullet Building and Day Metro is also pretty difficult.
Yeah, I mean, Night Metro is definitely one of the rougher sections. Dacid, unfortunately, not able to get bridge skip there, but not too hampering of a loss. It does spawn right back at the Odyssey, which is where it needs to be.
Out of all the things you can fail on a run.
We've seen some people bonk here in every possible way. I mean, a number of very interesting ways over the course of this tournament, that is for sure. So you can't take anything for granted in this kingdom. Nice Goomba move there. And he is going to be heading into the building with a nice spin throw there.
The way people roll over that gap at a high level just stresses me out. Like, I can't imagine doing that and not completely collapsing and losing a bunch of time, but apparently it's just easy because I see everybody doing it.
Goomba heck there from TripleX, and yeah, I would think at the top level of this game, it kind of becomes second nature. It's like, you know, driving 80 or 90 on a really busy highway. If you've done it 100 times, it's, you know, Thursday, but if you've never done it before, it's the most terrifying day of your life.
You say it's
I've
Thursday?
definitely been in both situations. Well, you know, it's just another Thursday. Dacid, where are you going, buddy?
No, did Dacid just do what I was talking about? I wasn't looking, but he's down in the zone. Oh
yeah, he
no.
fell off. He didn't land on
no. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible.
He is also going for Goomba Heck and gets it. And takes a bomb. Losing the time that Goomba Heck saves.
That's really rough. Dacid is not in the position to be able to make these mistakes here, and TripleX on the Mecha Wiggler fight, looking to grab a 2-cycle. A 3-cycle will definitely help out Dacid here, but it wouldn't even be enough to bring him back. It's just looking a little bit grim for him right now.
Certainly lots of Odyssey to be played for sure. TripleX has the advantage by far, but I mean, something like a 3-cycle, which he's not going to do, a very clean 2-cycle. Leaving a singleton in there at the end, taking a couple extra shots, but no problem for a runner of TripleX's caliber. You know, one major mistake like that, that's ultimately the difference in this race right now, is one death in Wooded Kingdom, essentially. Just one really costly death. TripleX takes one, we're at an even match.
Yeah, I don't know. TripleX is pretty far ahead. What is this? Oh, we don't have the stat sheet for that. I don't think during this race. Matt is sleeping, taking a well-needed break. But, yeah, I don't know. It's going to take a lot from TripleX here. Definitely in the driver's seat. We'll see. Day Metro, not the scariest kingdom. We were talking about it before. Scoot Clip could be a bit of an issue, but typically won't be. Oh, actually missing this Graham here. Definitely a frustrating moment.
Yeah, you can see he's gone to the Rage Captures a number of times. I have to wonder if playing this race, he thought he was ahead or behind. I'm not sure if that's at the forefront of his mind, but you gotta have at least some kind of a guess as to where your opponent is.
Yeah, I think most of the time, especially in a pre-recorded race, even in a live race, a lot of the time just trying to do your own thing and just play to the best of your ability is the best you can do. There's not a lot of strats in this game where it's like, alright, I'm ahead, I'm gonna take this really easy route, you know? Like, maybe, I guess you could do, like, non-spiritless luncheon if you're, like, really far ahead. But, I don't know, I feel even then in this game, it's like, just do what you're used to doing in PB attempts and try to keep your cool.
I feel like in a lot of races where it's like a nice moon sink there, in the wrong girder. Although Dacid does get the dram there. A quick scoot clip would help him out, certainly. Although you would need the scooter to do that. There you go. There we go. Nice slot machine for TripleX. I would certainly think, like, and we've seen this in situations where, like, a runner's ahead by, like, 5 or 6 minutes in PB, that, you know, they're not going to go for DSS or spiritless, stuff that they might go for in, you know, playoff races against players closer to their PB because they feel like they have to. Certainly in situations like that, you don't want to leave any room on the table. Here, you know, both of these runners are going to be full pedal to the metal. Dacid going for DSS, TripleX going for spiritless soon. He's gone for a number of other things, reverse Town, reverse Jaxi. Obviously, Bullet Bill, basically non-negotiable in Division A. They are certainly going to play to the top of their caliber. They're going to go for all of the strats, no matter who their opponent is. It's the playoffs. You can't leave anything. You can't leave any scraps on the plate.
Yeah, nobody having a meltdown on slots, which is good to see. We've seen several slots fails in this tournament so far, which is always hard to watch. Going for this route that saves, you know, just a couple of seconds and you're right off the bat losing time. It's really hard to see, but both players making it through the bullet building without a scratch so far. We'll see if Dacid's able to get this recapture.
That's still got the hard part, Con.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, he gets it. Wow. Game was feeling generous there. Weird camera. And TripleX gets the hint art anyway. After I made that comment about not needing the hint art. Wonder if he forgot or just felt like it. Muscle memory. I want to see a reverse people's room by the time this tournament is over. I know not many players go for it, but you know.
I think we already have.
I think maybe in that Dacid race where he just stopped caring after lost, he went for it. But like, I don't recall commentating a race where our runner like had to go for it or was down and then went for reverse peoples.
I think we just have had someone go for it. I'm not entirely certain, but I remember seeing reverse people room. Could be wrong. I don't think it's on the stat sheet, but
it is not, and I obviously have only commented a fraction of races, so if somebody regularly goes for it, I have not commentated one of their races yet. Well, TripleX literally done with Metro, Dacid basically done with Metro. TripleX on to the Snow Kingdom. Looking a lot like the outside of my apartment right now. I know some people who live in Buffalo, 3 feet of snow and about 100 feet of misery. TripleX freeing Captain Toad there. As we are on to Shiveria Town. Everyone's favorite sub-area in this game. Yikes, Golden Love. Stay warm out there. Looks like we might have lost Saren. I'll carry the team.
No, I am here. How would you lose me? I'm confused. What?
I mean, you did forget to unmute your mic earlier. Maybe you went for a cup of tea or something. I do not think TripleX has Snow Clip here. He does not. That's fine. Only saves like a second. Honestly, I am not totally convinced Snow Clip saves anything. I'm sure it actually does, or nobody would go for it. But like,
saves
from
like a
the
second.
eye test, it really doesn't look like it saves anything.
Yeah, it's a very small time save.
Finding him in it doesn't save much time either, but it is elegant. TripleX not going to get it. I mean, I believe you that it saves a second. Just from the eye test, it doesn't look like it. I don't think Dacid has it, no. I'd like to see a side-by-side.
Dacid opting to go for the spin pound movement here in the blowy Joey room. Making it look easy. I don't know how these rudders get so good at spin pounds. Spin pounds, like, I'm so bad at them.
Yeah, that makes two of us. Granted, I play on Joy-Cons, so all of my inputs get eaten, but I can imagine that, you know, that gets pretty frustrating.
Why do you
have it unlocked? They figured out the game. They've gotten to the game's head.
Why do your inputs get eaten on Joy-Cons? I don't understand.
Because I'm bad at the game, I blame the Joy-Cons.
Okay, at least we're honest. I don't have to call you out. It's like the cardinal sin of SMO runners is saying everything is an eaten input, even when it's just you're just pressing the buttons wrong.
I feel like that's most games, to be fair.
I literally barely ever hear it in any other game. It's literally just SMO.
You need to get out more. You need to expand your horizons.
Okay.
Wow, the commentators have such bad synergy. TripleX gonna go for Snowdram here. It looks like he has it. He does. That's always good to see. First try Snowdram. Golden Love runners will stick with this route in the main game. I think the only time you would switch, and we have seen this, is if you miss the hint arts in Cloud and Metro, because you do have to buy this moon that Dacid's grabbing on your left with 100 coins. So if you don't get the hint arts, you don't have 100 coins on your route, and so you have to go to Seaside Kingdom to collect those coins so that you can have the 100 for that moon. We have actually seen that in a race. I remember commentating that. But yeah, every post game category like has. I see what you're saying. But yeah, pre, post game, main game, you're pretty much the same.
Very nice Gushin room from TripleX. Trying boots. Trying bounce, excuse me.
We've seen even the best have trouble with that room, and he made it look like a piece of cake.
Yeah, that room is very tricky. It's hard to see how deep you are in that room, and very easy to just dive past the moon, but TripleX going speedy. We'll see if we see any fish dip action here. I think we're going to see the double bunk set up.
Blind if he gets it.
Let's go.
Oh no! And he clipped back and bounced.
TripleX. No.
That is a shame. Obviously not the most devastating thing in the world as he is in the lead, but
I'm
still
gutted.
a little bit new to these runners. This is a 4-plus-year-old game and about a 2-month-old trick.
Yeah, we're fish bonking, we're rage capturing. TripleX is not feeling it right now.
Side. Although he has a similar nice bounce movement. Yeah, the good thing about running out of space is that you don't have to delete these screen caps because they never take up room on your hard drive.
I mean, I think the reason why is that there's so many on...
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, we see another setup coming from Dacid here, and I don't think we're getting out of bounds there. Gonna go ahead and bail. Grab the moon. Unfortunate, but not a huge deal. Especially since TripleX also didn't get it, but Dacid needs every second that he can get at this point. It's kind of do or die time. We're getting towards the end of the race here, and there are some pretty tricky kingdoms coming up that will give some opportunity for failure to TripleX, but...
And remember, TripleX is going for Spiritless and Luncheon, so it's definitely on the table, you know, a Spiritless death, really anywhere in that route, won't make up the entire difference, but it'll at least let Dacid back in the door. Obviously, these runners don't know where the other is. I think TripleX would obviously still go for Spiritless, but if this weren't a pre-record, I would advise him not to go for it.
I would advise him to go for it. I think you should ball out. I think you should go crazy. I think we should see 2 DSS from TripleX for sure. And I
mean, it is the
bet
playoffs,
we do
so it would
see,
certainly be more entertaining.
I bet we do see an attempt from TripleX to 2 DSS, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, obviously not knowing that you're in a lead. Dacid, if he knew he was behind, would almost certainly go for it. Well, Dacid all done. He's going to be headed to luncheon, and that's where TripleX currently is. Here it is, Spiritless, and it's looking good. He's got it. Well done to TripleX. But that is just the beginning. There are some additional challenges on this route. All told, I believe 11 seconds of time save. But certainly at the cost of being much more difficult. Although, that is what TripleX is familiar with. He's a sub-hour runner. Obviously, he's a grinder to get that kind of time. So this is by no means his first rodeo. Nice moonswing. Yes, I do point it out every time. Dacid gonna be going for the standard Spewer route. Missing the checkpoint flag, that's not the worst thing in the world. Although he is not happy about it. He will take a bonk there. He has to. The Kodaboos don't spawn. And one of my favorite parts of the run, Saren, it's Forks Room.
Yeah, one of the scariest parts of the run as well. I mean, some pretty tricky movement, and once you get up here, you can take a pretty fierce bonk anywhere, and it's a pretty long fall to the bottom, but
Yeah,
TripleX
usually unsavable.
making it look easy.
Yeah. Very frantic room, very appropriate music, and a nice move there by TripleX to get up here. Getting the golden turnip ready. He is going to need both of them. Dacid, I guess, took some damage somewhere, but he got a checkpoint flag to refill his health. Saves him from watching the cutscene here. Missing the second golden turnip throw. That's okay, he'll recover it right here. That is the wrong radish. I do love the very subtle SMB2 nod. I know it's not actually an SMB2 nod. I'm just going to keep telling myself that it is.
Isn't it turnip?
Whatever. How many people on the street do you think can tell the difference between a turnip and a radish? I'm guessing not many.
I can't say the last time I've eaten either a turnip or a radish.
I can say the last time I've eaten either, and it was never.
You've never eaten a radish?
Why would I eat a radish?
I don't know, it's a vegetable?
Okay.
I think?
So
I don't know,
it's
somebody's gonna
carrot.
tell me it's not a vegetable.
I had broccoli for dinner. I mean, it's probably a vegetable. I don't see what else it'd be. It's a tuber.
I don't know. I mean...
Oh, there's a bonk! Can he save it? I think he caught himself in no man's land. He was trying to decide, does save it. Beautiful save. Although now having a little bit of trouble. I was worried that Dacid was second-guessing himself, and that was going to cost him. Instead, committing to the left, just able to save it. Certainly to go off of TripleX's point here, obviously there's a lot more challenge in this route, in Spiritless. Dacid's coming up here on Spirit route of the 3 easiest moons in the game. Even this moon we've seen give people problems before. This, I think, required for a World Peace route, and I know in our World Peace tournament we saw lots of runners. There's the dab. Get your GSA dabs out in chat.
At least Dacid is having a good time with it, representing the Dansta crew. The easy cheese.
Dacid's been playing really well. It's just unfortunate that that one mistake in Wooded seems to be what is ultimately costing him the race right now, because he's been playing really solid. TripleX has just had his foot on the gas, and Dacid let up for one giant mistake, and that was that. And as I mentioned, the easiest 3 moons in the game. Like, at least put red coins on this or something. Come on. Developers of this game didn't realize you could do that. Well, Saren, do you want to do the Urban Arts read, or do you want me to do it?
I still don't understand why we've delegated Urban Arts to only Ruined Kingdom. I think that's kind of BM. I don't know how that trend started.
Well, because, like, what are you supposed to do here? Alright, well, he's dodging the wheels, like he does every time. I've literally never seen a runner in a race miss a cycle. I'm sure it's happened before. I have not seen it.
I've literally seen racers die in this battle before, in pretty important races.
You have certainly seen more runs than I, just by the fact that you kind of have. Sorry.
Shoutouts to Menace Monk in the chat for doing the Urban Arts plug for us, so we don't have to. Appreciate that, Menace. Do you encourage everyone to check them out? We'll be operating some fundraisers here on the stream for Urban Arts shortly to try to help pay them back, because they are helping fund these tournaments for us, which is fantastic. Giving a lot back to the community, but, you know, we gotta give back to them as well. They're sending a lot of kids to school for arts and development and game design, which is pretty spectacular. Big fan of Urban Arts personally.
Yeah, I just had a chat with Jason earlier today. Very stand-up guy.
Yeah, I like Jason. We like that guy. He's the UAP guy.
Yeah.
Even has his own command.
He does?
Yeah. Exclamation point Jason.
Aha! TIL.
Racers also have a command. We also have a command. Very important commands. Be sure to support the racers in these tournaments. A lot of them don't get the support and love that they deserve. So do check them out if you like what you see on any particular screen.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be keeping up this any percent grind. Dacid's got to be close to a sub-hour, I would think. Especially if he plays as consistently as he's played today. And TripleX, maybe a 59 in his future. With the aggressive routes that he's taking in races, that means that he's very comfortable with them. So I expect big things out of TripleX this year.
Yeah, maybe even a 58 XD.
That would be Pog.
Believers in the chat? Question mark? It's remarkable how many sub-hour runners are in this game now. I mean, people talk about it all the time, but I think most people have just lost track now, how many there are.
Yeah. We're getting close to half of Division A. I think Twisted Duck, who is the #1 seed of Division B, has like a 100-10 or something.
Yeah, I'm convinced that Duck, to some degree, was sandbagging before the tournament. Just, like, not getting a PB. Literally would, like, DM me and be like, hey, am I going to qualify for Division A? I really don't want to qualify to Division A. And I'm like, why, dude? Like, what? Okay.
I mean, that was ultimate chessmaster stuff.
Yeah, there's 35 people sub-hour, though, on the boards now. Kind of crazy.
And 4 of those are going to get auto spots into our league, are they not? Which these runners are playing for a spot in.
Correct.
That was a set. Yeah, So we have 4 runners auto qualifying, and then 8 through this tournament. That's where we are at TripleX. 12 total, 4 auto qualifiers from a previous tournament last year. Very fun tournament that I was a part of. And then the top 8. So it was originally going to be 7. I'm not sure how we were going to determine the 7 that moved on, but with 8 nice and clean, anyone who makes Final 8 is going to be part of the league, and that'll be taking place later this year. I am very excited to get back to leagues here on GSA. I feel like being part of the leagues at the beginning of 2020 were really what got me through the dark ages of quarantine. And so I'm very excited to relive those days, you know, because we still have COVID.
That like hurts my brain. There was leagues going on when COVID started. That hurts me.
Yeah, no, I signed up in late February, and then I was hanging out at my parents' place for a month or two because I was like, oh, I can't, you know, go to the grocery store in a major city. There's no food. There was no food like one time that I went. I literally just abandoned my cart and I'm like, screw this. My parents live in a smaller town. They're like, yeah, we've had no trouble getting anything that we wanted. Pretty sure my parents still have like 6 rolls of toilet paper. Sarbomba! Sarbomba by TripleX. It is looking good. Yes, sir! A beautiful Sarbomba. They're all beautiful. Dacid going for old shards. Not going for birdless either. Well, he went for a bomb way too late. Not sure when he was going for it there.
I mean, it is 2022. I mean, COVID's been around for a while. It's gonna stick around for a while. I don't think a passing mention of COVID's really gonna bother too many people. But yeah, we are here to watch some SMO.
You know, Saren, I hear there's this thing going around called the swine flu.
Oh god, I'm scared.
You know, maybe that can be tied in, like, all those empty shelves that can place to store all those moons or something. You know, maybe we can use these power moons to power the supply chain issues. Big brain. Both of these runners going for Harriet first. I know that tickles some of your fancies. And are we gonna have an attempt there to Sarbomba, but Dacid just not getting it and having a little bit of trouble here on Harriet. I believe he collected the I don't know for sure.
Yeah, the final door is opening for TripleX as the doors seem to be closing on Dacid here unless TripleX
nice
makes some mistakes coming up. That was pretty fantastic, honestly. I was not expecting that, but this mech fight has to go seriously wrong for our friend TripleX.
Dacid is having a lot of trouble here on this third phase all of a sudden. He's down to 1 health, missing bombs left and right. I completely forgot this phase existed because we see it so rarely.
Yeah. When the big bombs come out, that is not a good sign. Dacid not looking super stoked on that one, but what can you do? Uh-oh, TripleX having some trouble with the mech here. Not a huge problem, though. Just gonna take it easy and wait for Topper. Probably a good call there.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Oh, and he's gonna be waiting for a long time for Topper as he's taking a death. And so is TripleX! He has fallen off of Mecha Brutal. This is starting to get hard to watch. Both runners who have played phenomenally all game long, all the way down the stretch, have been playing essentially flawless, and now we're seeing this.
Yeah, I mean, really rough for Dacid, just considering the fact that you know, really needed some sort of opening and finally got it, but taking a really, honestly random and uncharacteristic death on Topper of all things. I mean, just the bunnies fight in general were just completely out of character, just completely just off the wall. I don't think anybody could have possibly predicted that one.
Yeah, I'm starting to get less and less convinced that Mecha Brutal is the big tide turner that I once thought it was. Like, I often commented, you know, when I was first commentating this this game, like, oh, well, you know, it's not over until the Mecha Brutal fight, and then somebody would fall off twice and still win. It's like, well, okay, well, I just said to everybody that if somebody falls off the Mecha Brutal that they're gonna lose. And it is definitely not turning out to be the case.
Oh no, Dacid gonna be taking a huge fall.
Number 4 in this match. That is sad dab hours for Dacid.
Yeah,
he's gonna spawn.
The dance to dab. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the time I'd want to be dabbing, but I mean, maybe if you want to dab on the haters, I guess. Oh my goodness.
Now the issue's just compounding. Now he's down to 1 health. I thought he was gonna get a heart for a second, but just no time for it. Gotta keep up the pace. Now, certainly TripleX was a little bit further ahead than a lot of races that could feasibly come down to Mecha Brutal. But you clearly see, you know, he fell off of Mecha Brutal for seemingly no reason, he mentioned, and he's going to be, you know, keeping his foot on the gas here.
Yeah, I mean,
Dacid not just getting to the Mecha Brutal fight.
On the topic of the Mecha Brutal fight, I think a lot of it is just people have gotten way better at Mecha Brutal. Just the strats in general, the backups are a lot more fleshed out and known and practiced. It definitely is still a big deal. I mean, falling off the mech was a sizable amount of time, but the race has to be, you know, pretty close, and Dacid just lost a lot of time in the bunnies fight.
No! And speaking of which, he's gonna take a fall on top of that. Gotta wait for the Pokio to come down. This was such a good, I mean, obviously, you know, the death in Wooded is a big issue, but like, other than that, this has been such a good run for Dacid up until this point. And it is such a shame that such a great racer like Dacid is going to go out like this. Made it into this race on a tiebreaker against some very talented players. I mean, everyone is talented.
Oh, and TripleX taking a death here.
Careful. That's his first death of the match, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
now, that's not necessarily going to let Dacid back into the match, but you figure minus the 2 deaths that Dacid took, minus the issues Dacid's been having. Oh my
goodness.
And he falls again. This is getting hard to watch. You know, with a perfect Bowser's, Dacid's right back in this. That was a single wall, yeah.
It's hard to not over-focus on the idea that, you know, if Dacid wasn't having this Mario meltdown here, like, this would be really close.
Oh, yeah,
if we had a good bunnies, if we had a good mech, but the focus is lost. Dacid's just out of step, and it's really hard to come back after you're making such mistakes. I mean, TripleX here even having some troubles after missing the Moon Cave skip once.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, this has not been the story of this match at all. Both of these runners, up until Bowser's Kingdom, were playing phenomenally. Like, the difference was 1 death in Wooded Kingdom. I guess you could say TripleX started to put the pressure on by going for harder strats. He went for Spiritless. He went for Reverse Town, Reverse Jaxie. A lot of tricks. Nice camera movement there. A lot of tricks that Dacid didn't go for, but at the same time, Dacid, really nothing to be ashamed of. He's played fantastic all tournament long, winning a 3-way tiebreaker race. That is no slouch. And sadly, his time will ultimately be defined by the issues he's had in 1 or 2 kingdoms, which do not tell the story of all of the other kingdoms that he played very well in. So I definitely see big things on the horizon for Dacid, and if Danst is in his corner, then I'm in his corner too, damn it. Am I allowed to say that?
No comment.
I was gonna say dang it, I just didn't. Sorry.
You know, it's really easy to be in this position, you know, feeling bad for Dacid and all that, but at the end of the day, you're going up against a racer like TripleX, and you gotta know going into it you're at a disadvantage. You know, the hopes are high that you're gonna make the upset happen, but taking an L against TripleX is nothing to be ashamed of. So I don't think Dacid's gonna be really upset by this race. Maybe, you know, a tad bit disappointed, but definitely.
And like Dacid, you know, did go for DSS. I know that's something he regularly goes for in races, but he nailed it first try. He really put the screws to TripleX early, and then TripleX, you know, keeping his foot on the gas the whole way. He really put the pressure to Dacid, and Dacid just couldn't collect under the on the last 2 kingdoms. We are on to the escape sequence here. Almost time for cat jams. I know we had teased a 2DSS attempt earlier, but we will make no promises. One of these days I want to see a race, like, come down to a 2DSS attempt, and we are going to see one. Although, an immediate miss. He's going for a second one. That's surprising. Now, at this point, TripleX must know he's ahead, because I don't see any reason you would continue to go for 2DSS attempts that long, unless you know you have a sizable lead on Dacid.
I mean, you do know that TripleX is the king of the Moon Kingdom, right?
I did not. And TripleX is just saying he thought Dacid would be close, which is why he stopped going for it. I'm surprised he went for that many. Maybe we will see TripleX in one of these later races, just full adrenaline, nail a 2DSS in a playoff race.
I think we have seen, I don't know if it's first try, but we've definitely seen some sort of 2DSS from TripleX in these so far.
I know we've definitely seen a fair number of 2DSSs in races, just usually runners don't go for it because they have to. It's usually something that you go for when you're either up several minutes or down several minutes, largely for swag. But TripleX, one of the very few people that goes for it because he feels like he can do it consistently.
I think it's mostly just because he's a gamer.
Well, yes, that too.
TripleX plays the game.
It's all about the game and how you play it for TripleX. And he is going to get a 102. High 102, but who cares?
Yeah, honestly, a very, beatable run here from TripleX for Dacid. But just unable to keep it together. Having a pretty rough Bowser's Kingdom. See how Dacid finishes off here as we finish up the Bowser fight.
Yeah, I gotta say, if you're TripleX's upcoming opponent, you have to be moderately satisfied at a 102.53. In the top 8, a 102.53 probably not going to get it done. So TripleX is definitely going to have to keep the pressure up, get a little bit more consistent in Bowser Kingdom, I would say, because that was where he was having some issues. Obviously, he's the king of the Moon Kingdom, but maybe a little bit of stuff to clean up. Obviously, TripleX is a phenomenal runner. Let's be very clear on that. Making it to the top 8, qualifying for the league as well. GG's from his fellow league member Dansta. But yeah, he's gonna have to, I would think, play a little bit faster than that in the top 8 if he wants to make it to the semifinals. Collect some of that sweet, sweet Urban Arts prize money. Well, Dacid is going to close out this night for us. We have had a phenomenal day all day long. We had a number of very exciting 16-star races. We had that 70-star showcase. I was bummed I missed the end of it. I unfortunately had to take a work call, and I couldn't watch the end of it, but I definitely had a lot of fun watching that. I'm looking forward to hopefully commentating some 16-star tomorrow. We'll also have another playoff race tomorrow. I'll just grab that for you while I split screen here. Dacid, might as well. He knows he's beaten, so he's going to take a couple shots at 2DSS. Not going to work out. As we see tomorrow's schedule here, we got Glyph, Bartoni, and Tom Carr in the 16-star Open N64 bracket. Cactus and Momo, I'll be on that one at 3 o'clock. That is Eastern Standard Time. Alexander Nassis versus the Mr. Wah, that's in the bracket. Back over to the N64 at 6 o'clock for Drimus versus J2 Mortem. And for you Odyssey fans at 7:30, same time as this race was, Nin Shadow and Wookswoo, two fantastic runners, but only one can move on to the quarterfinals in the Any% Open League. Who will it be? You'll have to be here to find out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tom the Car playing tomorrow. That is my streamer. But for now, we're going to have to deal with this fantastic race here that is just wrapping up, which is looking like a 106 here for Dacid. Not what we were looking for, but I mean, I would literally like lose my mind if I got a 106 in this game. So, I mean, I'm sure Dacid's not happy with the time, but definitely not anything that, you know, the audience should be disappointed in. They won 06-14. Very good stuff.
Well done, and GG's to both runners. Very entertaining race. A lot of skillful moves all the way through. I feel like those times really don't tell the stories. You know, both runners struggled mightily in Bowser Kingdom. TripleX taking a very big time loss death on Moonskip. Overall, A- to these runners. Great job. Russian judge over here. I don't think we're going to have interviews because this is a pre-record.
Yeah, if either player is lurking around in the chat and they want to interview, feel free to go up in the waiting room, but probably not. I would be surprised. I think we saw Triple earlier, but
yeah, it doesn't look like he's around anymore. Well, in any event, Saren, thanks for commentating with me. Always entertaining. Thanks to the chat for hanging out, 138 strong. And make sure you join us tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another full day of Mario speedruns. 24/7 Mario variety here on GSA.
oh god.
But in all seriousness, lots of exciting races tomorrow. All of this week, actually, Wednesday and Thursday, and I imagine we'll have some on Friday. Saren working very hard to bring you lots of exciting races. Also working very hard to get kids into college is Urban Arts, School of Interactive Arts, Urban Arts partnership. They have a 100% success rate in placing kids into college. Work with a lot of underserved youth. Very important work that they do, and we do encourage you to check them out. Thanks again to the Urban Arts Partnership for all of their support. Not only all day long, all tournament long, all year long. We definitely appreciate all of the work that they do. Lots and lots of exciting stuff coming up on GSA here in 2022. But that is going to be it for us here tonight. Is there any closing thoughts?
I love Benny.
Well, on that, he's Saren, I am the AC Money. Thank you very much. Make sure you stick around for the raid. Get those precious channel points that you can wager. Speaking of which, I will get you your channel points now. Congratulations to those of you who are going to be getting the lion's share of the points. 27,000 points going out to those who correctly predicted Triple X would win. Commiserations to those who predicted Dacid. There are your channel points. Don't spend them all in one place. And we will see you tomorrow for lots and lots of Mario-related fun here on GSA. Have a great night, everybody.